Hello, hello, YouTube. Hello to you, my fellow metalheads. This is Duke Grishnak and his friend Tedo Echo. Today, we're going to be talking about three CDs that I received in the October Metalhead box. And generally, what I liked about them, what I didn't really like about that sort of thing. So, let's start off with my least favorite to my favorite while I readjust him. Alright. So, this here is Vinland. And Vinland is a band from France. And don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the content. So don't take that the wrong way when I put it as, the third one out of the three. So they are a black metal band slash Viking metal. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know I kind of have a gripe with the term Viking metal. So, yeah. How I personally would describe them is a black metal band with elements of folk and a pinch of power metal, maybe. That's a little hard to place, but I would probably put it at power metal. Maybe progressive, but yeah. So, that's my kind of first little gripe is that, when I looked them up, they're literally defined as Viking metal. Now, I don't know the band all that well, and I don't know the personal beliefs of the band members. But, that being said, it did say, from a quick search that they associated themselves as a Viking metal band. The musical quality was fine. It wasn't great. It was alright. I liked it, okay? But it didn't blow me away. There wasn't anything particularly unique or interesting in it. It wasn't bad, but there was no new... there's nothing new added to it. I don't know. Just felt okay. There's nothing really wrong with that, but it just didn't really have a big impact on me. There were some cool little catchy parts in it, but really, yeah. I don't know. Didn't really do a whole lot for me. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't bad, but I guess just not really my cup of tea. Just, average. That's about it. I like the name. I'm a history fan. Vinland is actually the name of, North America when the original Nordic people showed up and discovered it before Christopher Columbus, I might add. Yeah, and that was Finland. So that's kind of cool name. My next one is Zamora, with, an X. One thing about them to start it off is St. Louis, Missouri. That's cool. So they are a American represent black metal band, and Missouri holds a place into my heart. So just gonna leave it at that. So rock on for the fucking heavy Missourians. I did live there for a little bit, so that's cool. Or in that area-ish. So I kind of I'm like, oh, cool, hometown boys in a way, So, yeah. All in all, it was good stuff. I liked it. Didn't, really completely blow me away, but it's good shit, how I would describe it, I'm thinking about how I would describe it when I'm listening to it, and, after looking them up a little bit. So take Drowning the Light, which is pretty, raw, fucking intense, crazy, chaotic shit, but it has, a little bit of keyboard and synth and kind of creepiness to it. But it's kind of in the background a bit. And, yeah. So it's good. It's like that, but not as raw, not as like cult, you know. And they stress the keyboard and whatnot a tad bit more than a band like Johnny the Light. But yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was kind of like a alternative version of like that band if they did a little bit more of this and a little less of that. So it was cool, pretty intense, hard hitting band, but not too much. Right? There's a little bit of cool sound effects and oddities in it that made it unique, and I could dig that. Right? It's just not like, not that it's bad. I really love some like true cult style and like raw black metal, but it added kind of a new taste to it. I like that. I can respect that. It's not original. There's bands like this out there to various degrees. Like I said, the one example I was giving was Jarring the Light, but I'm sure there's others. But they do it well, and it's not generic and overdone. So props to them. All in all, it was pretty solid. And then my next one, I still can't figure out how to pronounce this. I'm sorry. I looked it up. Um, Dodsravil, Yodstrav. I can't fucking pronounce it. Dods. Um, T. Wait, Dodsritual. It's almost like a Dodd mixed with spiritual, or S ritual. Doddus ritual. I don't really know. They're a Norwegian band. Go figure. It's a black metal. Uh, so about half of their lyrics are in Norwegian, and half of it is in English, and that's pretty cool. Um, what I really like about them and why I'm putting them at number one on this is because they felt the most unique. Not to say, like I said, Zamora was, uncreative by any means. And even Vinland, not so. I mean, I wouldn't quite go there, too. But I think this band, Dodge, um, had the most going for it, in my opinion. It's the most recognizable. They had a decent amount of clean vocals in it. The high pitched screams in it were very dynamic and song to song and part from the song to another part of the song. The screaming would be a little bit more raw or a little bit like half sung and half screamed-ish in some parts. They really mixed up the vocal dynamics. And on top of that, song to song, it was different. It would be a little bit more in your face in this song, and then it would kind of calm down and be a little more clean vocals and a little bit slower pace, and then it would bring it up a little bit into like a medium ground. And I don't know, it flowed so well and so effortlessly, but at the same time, song to song was a bit different, and they showed a lot of musical complexity and that they're willing to experiment with their sound and not be stale. So I feel like this band in the long term could be a very creative band and could definitely help define a sound of their own. You know what I mean? They very unique feel to them, and that's why I really like them. There's bands that do some similar things in their music, but I can't think of a band that I specifically like. This is just like that. I mean, I can think of a handful of bands that I think like, oh, it's kind of like Emperor, or kind of like Enslaved, but it's not really proggy enough to do that. There was a part or two that was acousticy, so you could say it's a little bit of folk, but I wouldn't say that because it's only in like a song or two, and I don't know, it's just kind of hard to place, but that's what I really like about it, is it's kind of harder to define, so it makes it more deep, more philosophical. You really have to examine it. You can't just listen to it once or twice and understand it. There's a lot going on in this album, and it definitely has a lot more replayability and more memorable moments than the other bands. I would love to see the other two bands live. I'm sure that would be cool. I wouldn't mind listening to their music again. I'm going to listen to the CD again, but this is the one that really stuck with me, and I'm definitely gonna have to remember this band. I'm gonna keep listening to it from time to time, and hopefully they release a new CD. I can check it out, and hopefully it'll be just as amazing. So I'm really particularly looking forward to this band. So all in all, content-wise, let's say once again, like I normally do, out of a 1 to 10, I would say 7. Yeah, this definitely being more like a maybe an 8.5. This being like a 7.5, and this being like a 5.5. I don't know. I'm kind of averaging. I don't really do the great math, but you know what I mean. Yeah. No, my lizard didn't run away. He's just kind of chilling here in the desk, wrapped around a few things, so I didn't just drop him or something. But yeah, love that guy. And that's going to be about it. If you like it, please like it. If you want to comment, please comment. If you want to subscribe, pretty please. Please subscribe. Have a good day.